Oh, it's been a roller coaster, really. Just got the news yesterday that the horse drew in, and basically Surreal that he's actually in the Derby.
Did they call? I mean, how do you find out? Is it just a phone call?
Yeah, the chief steward here, Barbara Borden, called me from the racing office yesterday and gave me the news, and obviously disappointed for the connections of Encino that they had to miss it, because I'd hate that for anybody to be in the Derby and then have to pull out. But we were sitting on the subs bench and we're happy to take his place.
I heard you say that you had been working him as though he was going to run this whole time. So what have you seen from him the last couple of weeks?
And oh, look, we've trained him as if he's going to run the Derby. He's been training great. He's sharp. He's fit. He only ran the Bluegrass less than a month ago. So, you know, if he's not fit now, he's never going to be fit. But look, it's kind of wrap him up in cotton wool now and keep him fresh, keep him sharp, and just let him adapt and see what's happening around here in Churchill Downs.
You could have run in the Pat Day Mile and been assured of running Derby Day, albeit not in the Derby. Opted to take your chances where you know the best that you're going to draw is 20, or if there's another scratch, 19. Talk about the decision to just play the waiting game for the Derby versus going with a race like the Pat Day Mile.
It was pretty easy, you know. There's only one Kentucky Derby. I think the horse has a lot of speed, but I think going this extra distance will help my horse. I don't think the mile and a quarter is a problem. And the owners were just, before he ever ran the maiden, they were like Derby dreaming, so it's great that it came to fruition.
You take some encouragement from Eric Reed a couple years ago, and he acted like he was going to get in, and sure enough, but it was Oaks morning before he knew he was in.
Yeah, no, look, this is the Kentucky Derby. It's like anything can happen. It's. I think if you're in it, you have a chance to win it, and I'm not coming here to just making up the numbers type of thing. I actually think my horse has a legitimate chance, so let's see how it goes.
Talk about tactically breaking from post 20.
I actually kind of like it, to be honest. We can see everything on our inside what's happening. Our horse is not slow, so we're going to go forward, and you know, if my horse is not comfortable, they're probably going too fast, because my horse is a quick horse and we won't be far away from the lead. I don't think we'll be on the lead, but we won't be far away, and if we can get a nice stock and clean trip, I'd be delighted.
Just talk about his race in the Bluegrass when he was third.
I thought it was a huge effort. Obviously, Sierra Leone, he won the race as a favourite, or one of the favourites for the Derby here on Saturday. Just a touch, another highly rated horse just in front of us, and it was my horse's first try in the dirt. He didn't do anything wrong, and I think he's only going to improve from that.
What did Adam tell you about how he felt on the dirt, his first time racing on true dirt versus on the synthetic?
Adam has always said, actually, after he broke his maiden at Turfway, and the first thing he said to me after he broke his maiden Turfway, he doesn't like it to be that. He'd be better on the dirt. So we obviously were stable in Lexington, so we campaigned through the winter at Turfway, but we were excited to get him on the dirt. We took him to Keeneland to breeze over before the Bluegrass. He breezed fantastic, and he ran fantastic on it. So, you know, I think he's a versatile horse, but I don't think dirt is an issue.
So you said Adam said he didn't like the Tapeta that much, but yet he's still a stakes winner on it. What does that say about the quality of this horse?
Well, he's got a huge engine. He's got as you can see behind us, he's got a great demeanor. I think there's loads of quality, and I still think there's more to come. I think the back end of this year, he's going to be an even better horse.
But this isn't an easy work for you. You got a barn full. You got 50 horses at the Thoroughbred Center in Lexington. So you come, he trains, you go back, you know, rinse and repeat. I mean, just talk about, have you been able to really sort of enjoy the perks of being in the Derby?
This is not work, Jenny. This is not work. This is enjoyment. This is like what dreams are made of. Driving up, and any person, any trainer in America would love to be driving up and down the road 5 times a day just to come here and see a horse in the Derby, your own horse in the Derby, and it's all worth it. It's fantastic.
Can you speak to what getting into the Derby does for your business?
Well, obviously this is the first time. Yeah.
Does for your business, I guess.
This is obviously my first time being in this situation. I never ran the Grade 1 up until the Bluegrass, so I'm sure it's going to get me a little bit of notice. I'm not one for chasing down clients or owners or anything like that. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm going to take it all in. I'm going to soak it up. I'm just so blessed. I'm lucky to be here.
Did you know he had some quality before he started, and did you have give any consideration to taking him to New Orleans or Florida? Or?
Yeah, we always liked him. He was unlucky in his first start. We thought he'd win his first start. He ran second, kind of just drawn to one hole, going 6 furlongs, kind of difficult for a first timer. And he was just like always a step ahead. He's just a good horse. We've always liked him. Now, to think that he was going to be a Grade 1 horse or in running the Derby, I've had loads of horses that train good but never progress to where he is. But he keeps progressing and he keeps taking a step forward. So yeah, we've always liked him, but the good horses keep progressing. And that's basically it.
Have you ever had a horse that was this close to the Derby before? Like, had you had your heart broken before?
No, never. I've never been to the Derby. I've never even come here. I've lived here about 14 years now, and I've never even come to the Derby. And I said I wouldn't come to the Derby unless I had a horse running. I said it might never happen. I might never go to the Derby, but here it is. I'm here now and kind of getting a taste for it. So hopefully I can do it again sometime.
Having been one of these guys who's never come to the Derby until you had a horse in it, is there anything about the day that you're especially looking forward to seeing or experiencing?
Look, I can't wait for the walkover. Not any way worried or concerned about my horse's antics. He'll go out there proud and jogging around, but he won't get nervous or sweat up. Or I'm actually lucky to have a horse like this that's so relaxed and a good demeanor and has such a he loves the crowd, he loves the cameras. The noise won't bother him. So I'm actually lucky to be going to Derby with no worries.
Is this a big story in Ireland?
Yeah.
Or has it been enough time yet in the news cycle?
Yeah, kind of just probably breaking back there in my village in Ireland. So I'm sure it will be talked a lot about, and there'll be a lot of people watching it, of course. But it's Kentucky Derby is probably the most famous race in the world, and it's watched everywhere. So yeah, it's fantastic.
What's the name of your village back in Ireland?
Longwood, yeah. It's a quaint little village, a couple of pubs and a church and a couple of schools, and that's about it. But yeah, it's great.
How did you get into? When did you become a trainer?
Well, I came over here. Say 14 years ago, just kind of galloping, riding horses. I left school early, like at 15, and I kind of wanted to be a jockey. Went to an apprenticeship school, learned to be a jockey. Obviously got a bit heavy and wasn't good enough and brave enough to be a jockey, and kind of came over here galloping, and kind of progressed from there, and slowly kind of got one horse of my own, and it's just kind of snowballed. But it wasn't an easy build up or anything, but it just kept progressing and started to have a little bit of success and a little bit, and kind of just, I was never an assistant or anything like that, but it just all kind of progressed slowly. But and we're actually, it's just a dream to be here today.
Yeah, how tough is that to not come under the umbrella of someone else?
I was just talking to somebody earlier as well about it, that's the norm over here. Everybody has to go to be assistant and do, and it is. In Ireland, when we go to the work as 16-year-olds in Ireland, we learn everything from cleaning the stall to doing their legs to horse health, feeding. So we're constantly soaking up all this information, probably more so than you would here. Obviously, there's a different way of doing things here, and I kind of learned as I went here on my own. But I knew that all the horsemanship, feed with my eye and do all my horsemanship stuff here. But as regards learning here, I made my own mistakes, so and I've made plenty of them. And once I made the mistakes, you're like, okay, can't do that again. So it was I didn't learn any habits or bad habits off any other trainers that they do that I thought you had to do. I just basically taught yourself,